Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? I'm Warudo and today I'll be walking you through how to become a VTuber. And I got some questions on how I specifically did it and what my sources are and everything, so that's why we're here. The model I'm right now using is a 3D model and I'll use Warudo, the app Warudo. You see it here. It's available on Steam for free. I'll put a link, I think if I can find it, yeah, I'll put a link in the description. So that one. Then we have for 3D VTubers, vseeface, which is somewhat a good app if you have tracking, bonus tracking apps, like indeed another webcam or Leap Motion. I had Leap Motion for a while. vseeface is however heavier on the GPU in your computer. So if you have a GPU that isn't really modern or anything, just skip vseeface, go for Warudo or even webcam motion capture. Now, all three of them have their ups and downs. Right now I use Warudo for my 3D one, specifically because it has a little bit more movement and it's not stiff and I can actually move around a little bit. The emotes of Warudo are not really working, at least I haven't figured them out. Warudo is, I think I can grab the, yeah, I can show you. So I'll open the app real quick, be right back. And there we are back again. We here have the onboarding assistant, like you can, just a basic setup is what I have. It's really easy. I'm gonna reset my VTuber so you're gonna see a little bit weird stuff. Like Warudo, that's the character I have. Kate made it, so I'm gonna give a link to my to Blue Kate's channel where you can buy VTubers and pngtubers from her. 3D VTuber, she doesn't do 2D, so keep that in mind. Okay, Warudo supports a variety of motion capture from webcams to professional mocap suits. So if you have actually, yeah, no one will have a mocap suit of course, unless you're fucking rich, but okay. Webcams, professional mocap, but overall. Yes, recommend for me. Now that's the setting I like to do. Like just recommend, just for the easy steps, if you're a beginner VTuber and that's why you're probably watching this because you want to start VTubing, I really recommend just going for the recommended setting and not tinkering around too much to begin with. You need a full, do you need a full, track your full body? Say no, because it can do yes. I am going to change the settings so that you can see what happens if I do yes, because you've seen what happens when I have no, it just wiggles a little bit. Bleh. Yes. VC tracker, sure. You can see mocap soup, optional tracking system, mocapi. So that's mostly no, because you have all those. Upper body, yes. You have Leap Motion controller. Well, if you have one, you can do yes. If you have iPhone, iPad, it supports Face ID, which I'm going to buy a cheap iPhone 8, I think, soon, just to get that support. But I don't. Do you have a working webcam? Yes. Select your webcam below. That's my webcam. It's quite a good webcam. I'm not... Media pipe webcam. Face tracking, yes. Customer's face tracking. Now post tracking. Because it's the same webcam, it can be a little bit tricky. For the best hand tracking, like hand tracking is Leap Motion or any of these. Like have a Leap Motion if you want to do that. Leap Motions are, however, on the expensive side, like 200 euros. Or dollars, I don't really recall anymore. The last time I looked it up, it wasn't affordable for me. So it's definitely a thing I'm looking into, but for now it's not affordable. So we go, just do this. Then it resets. Yes, import expressions, or no, I do not import expressions. That you get to see your shortcuts here. And then, okay. And I want the background transparent. Now that is really important. When you have it like me and you don't want to be in a border of a webcam, go for the background transparent, because that's very much, else you get a black blob around your around my VTuber, and that would be, or a color blob. Now as you can see, it's a little bit more, I can do the hands, it actually does allow you to show your hands. It's a little bit wonky. Like, my hands are still up, but the tracking is somewhat, you constantly need to make certain movements. The VTuber actually moves way more to the side, and when you move away or make a little bit of a sturdy movement, it actually goes weird. The eyes wink weird. So don't do that. Now, if you ever are like, hey, my VTuber is looking into a weird direction, just put this, in my case it's between the two screens, but I'm not gonna do that because then you can see. You need to do the basic setup again, get started, run Linares, check this, that's still the same. Yes, recommend for me. Do this, like I'm gonna do no now. Yeah, I do have a working webcam. Webcam, yes. Face media webcam, open vseeface webcam. As you can see, there is quite some, there's two webcam options, a lot of, like even vseeface also works with this. Virtual motion capture works also, like a lot of them, just use this one. Okay. Yes, import expressions. Okay. Background transparent. And there you go. Because I looked somewhat at the middle from the center where I want, you reset your VTuber and it starts out looking at the middle where your eyes are at that moment. Now that's actually the basic of Warudo, and today I'm just only gonna do the basics of the VTuber programs. The streaming programs and add-ons and games kinds are gonna be all a different video. However, you also have webcam motion capture, which does the same. It has hand tracking for $2 a month. So if you're like, okay, I have some money and I wanna actually have the hand tracking, it's really a good start. To start there with webcam motion, and if you want to pay and you have only $2 a month, webcam motion capture. I will also put a link to all these programs in the video below. Now then we have, these I can luckily open without having to actually switch and show you guys. I'm gonna open them and show you guys. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back again. This program and VTuber you see, this is actually called a pngtuber. It is not moving a lot, but as you can see, my ears are wiggling a bit every time I start talking, and my mouth goes open and closed, and I can blink. That's actually the limit of what this pngtuber can do. pngtubers are for VTubers who are low on money and just or have bad computer and they're like, the computer can't handle anything much next to the game and the stream or video capturing. So for that I constantly had to use pngtuber in the beginning because of games like Baldur's Gate, like Avowed, like Skyrim, all those heavy games, graphic heavy games, I needed a pngtuber for. Now I'm out of that phase now, but it is handy to have a pngtuber, yeah, in backup if you ever need one. pngtubers you can draw yourself. They're very easy to get actually. I'll open the program. There you go. This is actually the program. Now you see it's change costume, blah blah blah. You see the mic and the settings. You can Twitter. You can do that. Here you can change the background color. So. Like, but keep it transparent. Again, keep it transparent. Max FPS, keep it on 60. Bounce force. Now you can play around with that a little bit. Like you see my eyes, it's now on 250. I need to remember that. But if I put it higher, you see my ears might actually get out of bounds a little bit. They're really bouncy, but you don't actually want that. And bounce gravity is also a thing you want high or low. Like, how quickly do you want to bounce? Like you fly. Like that's really actually a thing you need to know. Like, do you want to lower it and have actually a little bit more bounce? Like this? Whee! So, or not. Now that's the thing with only this program, pngtuber Plus. put a link to it in the description. It's actually quite easy to use. You can upload things here, I think. Here's you see the pencil here, that's where you can upload stuff. This is settings, that's the mic settings. So if you want to use another mic, you can go there. I use my Yeti, so it needed reset there real quick. Now this is pngtuber Plus. I showed you all of it. I'm now gonna show you VTube Mini, which is even a less heavy version. Be right back. Welcome back. So I am now in another pngtuber. As you can see, only blink, only mouth movements, and only little bounce. Now, if I would add ears here, those would just be sticking to my character, not bounce. As you can see, it has a green background. Just in your, it's transparent. It just looks green on this screen. So if you allow transparency on your program, which I'm going into depth in another video, it's easy. Like the setup I'm doing another time. Like this is a pngtuber basic. As you can see, I still have some of the features that I've used in all my VTubers. A purple eye and a rainbowish green eye. This was what I started with before I went to my 3D and now 2D VTuber, which I only got recently. So yeah, going over to 2D VTubing. I'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back. Now this is my current 2D VTuber. I will put a link to this artist because this one isn't actually Kate's. Because Kate can't do 2D like I said. 2D can do quite a lot. It tracks somewhat like this one. The ears move with me. The tail is the tail I can't actually move myself. The tail is actually a movement, a case of idle animation. So yeah, I actually made this VTuber. I edited it myself. The base model is from a great artist. You have to buy it through her if you want to edit it. And everyone can have another different looking model by having the same base model. So yeah, I will put a link in that description. However, what you do need to know about 2D models is, one, they're often quite expensive because there goes a lot of time in the artwork and the rigging. Now rigging is actually like, okay, let me explain how 2D VTubers work from the beginning. So a 2D VTuber is quite expensive because every movable art piece needs to be layered. It needs to be like 200 to 300 layers. Your computer needs to handle that first and foremost. Secondly, it's very important that those layers stick at the right places. Now rigging is actually making sure that if you make movements, the things move. Like without rigging, this VTuber would just be a picture and not be able to move. Now that's because there's so much time and effort into making a 2D VTuber. 2D VTubers often are above $1,000 or euros to around 2,000 or sometimes even 3,000. So I've seen, they're very rare 3,000, but I've seen them. 2D VTubers are also very heavy for your PC. So before you think I have the money, I'm going for a 2D VTuber immediately, I advise you to install VTube Studio and test out just a few videos with your with one of their base models. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. There is a watermark, and if you don't want the watermark, you have to pay for it. So that's a thing. However, it's still doable. Yeah, so test it out first if you can handle a 2D VTuber before you're like, oh, but I have the money, I can buy it. No. First check if your PC can handle that. And then we have the 2D VTubers. So you have 3D, PNG, and 2D. So yeah, choose wisely in which VTuber you want to become, what you want to look like. And that's the end of this video. Next time we're talking about the streaming softwares to use. Yay! Bye bye!